Hey everyone, North Star Knife Reviews. Going to do a little 3 for Thursday for you. And we're going to take a look at some Remingtons. These are basically the same pattern. One of them is a little bit different, but they're all the R1173. This one is the 1173L. The other two are just the plain 1173. And I'll show you the difference between those. But these two were made by Camillus, and this one was made by Bear & Son. And just thought we'd take a little look at them and take a look at some similarities and differences. First, you can see the Camillus ones. These are from 83 and 84, and this one's from 2012. The box size on these is the same, at least for the length and width. The height, this one's a little taller, and you'll see why in just a minute. And then the one made by Bear & Son, substantially bigger box, even though it's the same basic knife as this. So let's take a look first at the oldest of these. This is from 1983, if memory serves. Let me double check that for you. Yep, you can see 1983 on this. So this was the second year that they made the reproductions. The first one came out in 82. And this is, as I say, the R1173. You have a clip blade, and you have, there's the nail neck, there it is, and you have a spade blade. So this is basically a small trapper. What is the name of this one? The Baby Bullet. Okay, Baby Bullet knife has the blades of a small trapper. You can see it does have more of a gun stock style handle, however. And here you can see the Tang stamp. Camillus started making the reproductions of the Remington bullet knives in 82, as I said. This one came out in 83. You do have some cracking here around the lanyard hole. That is very common on both of these. In fact, it's pretty rare to find one that doesn't have at least one of the sides cracked around the lanyard hole. So if you have one that doesn't have any cracks, you've got something pretty rare on your hands. But see, we have the Delrin scales. You've got the bullet shield, a nice little knife. The 1173L, which came out a year later in 84, can't get it out there. You can see is the same basic pattern for the handle, but it is just a single blade. So the 1173L, the difference between that and the 1173 is that instead of having the clip point and the spade blade, you just have the little clip point. So it's like a little lockback. That's what the L stands for, actually, is lock. You can see this one is just a slip joint, whereas this one, and what is this one called? This is called, this says bullet lockback. All right, so 1173L is the same pattern as the 1173, except that it has the lockback and it's a single blade. And again, this one came out 1984. And again, you can see the cracking around the lanyard hole. It's just something that happens with these knives. So, if you're looking at getting one and you see it's cracked, that's very, very common. Then we've got an interpretation of this done by Bear & Son. Now, the production switched over from Camillus to Bear & Son in 2007 when Camillus went out of business. This one has a lot of extra stuff with it. There's even a name for this one. This is the Old Faithful, they call it. And it is, again, an 1173. This one, however, has bone for the handle rather than the Delrin. Got the same shield here, no cracking. The bone has held up. And you've got, again, the little clip point blade and the Spay blade. You can see on here, this one came out in 2012. Really nice little knife. I will say that the pull on this one is a lot less than the pull on these. This, I would say maybe a 3 at best, maybe even a 2, whereas these are about a 6 for the pull. So may as well get them all out of the boxes so we can take a quick look at all of them together. Sorry, just tossing things all over here. So the two 1173s, you can see the Camillus interpretation and the Bear and Son. See, the handle on this one is just a little bit bigger and thicker. You can see it swings down, and then this one swings down a little more. You also have a second pin, whereas this one you only have one pin here, and then you have a pin back here, which you don't on this one. So you can see it's a little bit different. The bullet shield, you can see, is also a bit different. This is the Camillus bullet shield. This is the Bear and Son bullet shield. So you can see they do have a little bit of difference between them. But otherwise, the same basic idea, the same basic pattern, just 3 different interpretations of it. And they're all really nice. But I really like the bullet knives. Hope you like taking a quick look at them. You guys have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend, too. And I'll catch you next time.